Okay, how do you copy? Good? I don't think you're plugged in all the way or something.
It's coming.
Those have volume adjustments on them, so I'm gonna put the ATIS or the ASOS on over at South Jersey, and just tell me if you can hear that. Can you hear that at all? You know what? This all the way down to hate this radio. Okay. So whenever you're ready, we got to turn the master and the avionics off. Just hit the avionics first. Just so we got
Yeah, mine's only working in one ear, but I guess that's fine.
You sure it's not the volume on that thing?
Yeah, I took it all the way
and
up
just
and all
check
way
the
down.
jack, make sure it's in all the way. I mean, it's not uncommon. Is that thing got there's a stereo button on that?
Yeah.
Some of those things are just broken, I think.
Yeah.
That's not your headset, is it?
No.
You gotta get a set, man.
Soon,
Yeah.
Right.
It's springtime, man. When was the last time you flew?
It was December.
Yeah. Did I fly with you in December?
Yep.
Wow. I can't even remember the last time I saw you, so sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
It was a long time ago.
Well,
I know you haven't been here. It must have been early December, too.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, continue with your checklist, and we'll talk a little bit about, there's a huge crosswind here, so
yeah.
If you want to fly here, that's fine. If you want to go somewhere else, I'm going to keep your GPS moving here and finish your radio set up.
Mixture, lean for taxis.
Remarks, density altitude minus 800.
On, flaps are up.
Automated weather observation.
Get this real quick.
2023 Zulu. Wind 270 at 07. Peak gusts 15. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
This for
Temperature
taxi.
10 Celsius. Dew point minus 12 Celsius. Altimeter 3024. Remarks. Density altitude minus 800.
3024. That looks good. So wind was out at 270, and it's at peak gust 15. It looks like it's just blowing steady at 15 to me. Watch this guy on final, how much trouble he's going to have getting this thing on the ground. Look at him. I mean, we can try a couple here if you want to go to South Jersey or.
Maybe just do laps at South Jersey.
Yeah, that's fine.
Celsius.
Look at him. He's
altimeter 30.
He's really crabbed into the wind, and he's going to have to kick it around hard. It's also going really fast. What the hell is he doing?
Automated weather
Jesus
observation.
Christ. Hopefully that's going to be a go-around.
Zulu. Wind 270.
So that's what you don't want to do.
15.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Altimeter set,
Sky condition
heading
clear.
indicator
Temperature 10 Celsius. Dew point minus 12 Celsius. Altimeter 3024. Remarks.
Flight instruments.
Density altitude minus 800.
So this is your only other flight instrument after you got done the other ones, right?
Yep.
That looks good to me.
2025 Zulu. Wind 260
And
at
I think we are
07.
good
Peak
to
gusts
taxi.
15.
Yeah, South Jersey looks like a good bet, at least to get you warmed back up again, all right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just make sure we're good. Brakes off, fuel's on both. You got it filled, and there was oil. You checked the oil, right?
Yeah, it was 5.5.
And you're all untied, both sides and the tail.
Density
Untied.
altitude
You untied it?
-800.
No chocks. Okay. You're plane. I'm off the brakes.
Automated weather observation.
Let's get rid of this ATIS, okay?
20.
Or ASOS. All right, so you haven't flown for 3 months. Oh, sorry, I got your mixture leaned
yeah,
out. Sorry. So let's just get,
Yep.
let's go straight out. Yeah, I leaned it a little bit when we were sitting there. And there probably was not enough. Okay, I'm gonna give you the plane back. Just keep an eye on these two guys are getting ready to start up, and there's somebody over here.
Should we go down that way?
So that's the way they're landing, and it was 330, and it just changed to 27. Watch this guy coming from your left. He's going way too fast, by the way. That's like a fast taxi that will get you an email.
I guess we'll just head down that way because he is.
Yeah. Oh, that's 219 Romeo. I don't know whose plane that is. He can tax. I thought that was the school's plane. That's just some private citizen out here. Notice what's wrong with his plane too?
The flaps?
Yeah, the flaps are still down. So now the question is this guy gonna take off with his flaps in that position? Yeah, whenever you see somebody taxiing like that really fast and their flaps are down, you could be dealing with an idiot, so let's just wait and see.
Yep.
Or it could be us. Got the camera rolling, so this is all being recorded for posterity.
And where do you put it on like a Google Drive or something?
I've just been putting it on YouTube for Raphael.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually been really helpful for me because I was always like doing this, and now I try to keep my hand out of your face. And I try to talk in complete sentences, but there's so much going on out here that I often have to stop in the middle of a sentence to point out a bird, a deer, or this guy.
Should I do the little turnaround?
Hang on, let's make sure he got his flaps right.
Yep. Yeah, they look like they're up.
Yeah, they look like they're up, right? So yeah, I just don't want you too close to that Cooper medical helicopter, so let's just swing out this way and then come out this way a little bit and then come back around. Yeah, he got the flaps. Okay, now you come back around. Did they just get this thing?
That does look new, unless they just got a new paint job.
No, I don't. That's always possible, but doesn't look like new paint to me. Okay, neutralize the nose wheel before you stop. There you go. Cool. Okay, you have the plane, you have the brakes. By the way, there's a TFR today. Man, now, what the hell? Look. Oh, shit.
What?
It just got bigger.
TFR?
Yeah, the TFR just got bigger while we were in there booking the plane. So it used to be just Wilmington, so let me just read this. You can go ahead and...
Okay. Engine run up, parking brake.
So this is a yellow circle, so that's one that's coming in the future as opposed to this red one right here.
Yep.
So it looks like Biden's coming to Philadelphia after the weekend.
Greenway Cherokees turning downwind.
Cabin doors, good.
March 16th, local time.
Later trim, flight controls free and correct. Fuel quantity check, mixtures, forward.
So 2:15 in the afternoon till 6:15 in the afternoon.
Do the magnetos and the carb.
All right, so that's not tomorrow, right? The 16th is what, Monday? Tuesday.
Yeah, I think Tuesday.
So it looks like Biden's going to be in the area for 3 or 4 days, and we're going to have TFRs here for the next 4 years. First we have Trump in Bedminster now. We have Biden and Wilmington. Yeah, so just so you know, there is an active TFR today right there.
Okay.
It's down by Cross Keys it begins. So we gotta stay to the north and the east of here. Unless we get on an instrument flight plan. All right. I'm just gonna look over. You got your ignition back on both, correct? I can't see it from here.
Yeah,
but...
it's on both.
Okay. And the mixture's, primer's locked, sorry. Primer's locked?
Primer, that's, I forgot to
Yeah, it's locked, and mixture's full rich. Okay. I would put some lights on, or you can get that when you do your pre-takeoff checklist.
Cherokee's turning base 01, flying W.
Alright, before takeoff,
There's a Cherokee in the pattern, and I don't know who else is here. We'll keep an eye out.
Alright.
Okay,
55,
you done with your checklist?
6,
Yeah, let's read off. Let's brief the departure. So, did you do your pre-departure checklist? Your pre-takeoff checklist?
Takeoff,
Okay.
not quite. Flaps, mixture full rich, carb heat in and off, lights. I never really know what lights.
Okay, so let's put on. Can you read that?
Nav.
Nav. We're putting a nav. That should be beacon, strobe, and takeoff and landing light, and then we'll leave the taxi light off.
Trim is set
And that's,
to
just so you know, that's a pitot heat. That should be off most of the time unless you're doing some instrument training maybe.
Heading indicator recheck. It's about right.
Yeah, it's good to check your heading here so we don't have to loiter on the runway and do it.
Transponder, 1200 altitude.
Yeah, this is key right here, right? The 1200 to altitude, you said that right.
Yep. And
frequencies,
55,
1228,
76.
and I mean, to be honest, let's put McGuire down here. What is it, 126475?
I don't actually know.
Well, you know where to look, right? I do know, and I just forgot. So, frequency McGuire 126475, 126475, 1228 is flying W. That guy just did a touch and go with no radio call whatsoever. So,
yeah,
he's starting to become
a little dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Did you?
I did not.
Okay, so there's no reason you can't make a radio call on a touch and go. So let's just chill for 1 second here.
Yep.
I'm gonna check the plane. So you should get, just so you know, you should get the plane position. So let go of the brakes real quick.
Yep.
My plane.
Sorry.
That's right. So you should be maybe 45 degrees. So you can now see the downwind, the base, and the final. And I can see the helicopter side. So we're all good right here. And somebody can come up behind you. Somebody can do a run up.
Yep.
I'm going to give you the plane back. I'm going to do a quick check. Flaps, fuel, trim wheel, mixture, carb heat, lights, primer, and ignition is on both. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
You can make the radio call.
We're
in 628. Here, ready? Flying W traffic, 62862, departing runway 1, close traffic. So we'll do one here, and then we'll head over to South Jersey if you'd like. So always look down this runway and make sure there's nobody coming the other way, because the knuckleheads are available at all times here and everywhere. Okay, get yourself lined up. You're going to need some aileron correction into the wind, so left aileron.
Yep.
Keep it in all the way and let it roll out as needed. Full power, feet off the brakes. And I'm just going to stay close to the controls because I know you haven't flown for a while, but I think you were doing fine the last time you flew. I'm going to get my seatbelt a little tighter. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a rotation there. Yeah, sorry. We were just getting a little nose wheel shimmy. I would let it weather vane into the wind, Ian.
All right.
Ian, Liam. Let it weather vane into the wind. Use your ailerons to maintain the centerline track over the runway on the departure. We got a safe airspeed at 80, positive rate of climb. You're at 200 feet. Your plane.
All right. And we're doing one pattern here.
Let's see what it looks like. See, I was just flying with Raphael, and one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is the wind is coming from your left, right?
Yep.
What do you think it's hitting right now? What part of the plane?
Like the
It's hitting the vertical stabilizer. That's how it works. So it's pushing the back of the plane that way. The plane pivots on its center of gravity, which is right about here, which makes the front of the plane turn left.
Yeah.
Into the wind. That's the weather vaning part, right? That's how a weather vane works, right?
Yep.
It's on a pin. Got some controlled burns going on up there. So we'll talk when we get on a downwind. Let's make sure there's no traffic. That's a very nice downwind. There's your 3 silos. You got a controlled burn up there by Lakehurst. And you're 1,000 feet, so watch your altitude. Let's go ahead and turn downwind. Plane to be traffic, 62862, right downwind 1. Okay, so when the wind is pushing you from the left, it's striking the horizontal stabilizer and pushing the tail around and your nose into the wind. That's weather vaning. So when we get on final, our nose is going to be pointing into the wind, and we're not going to be lined up with the runway. This plane cannot touch down when it's 10 or 15 or 30 degrees cockeyed to the runway. So we need to get the plane lined up with the center of the runway. So we're going to put in a lot of right rudder probably.
Okay.
That's going to make us start going to the right now. So we're going to have to put in left aileron. So it's going to be right rudder, left aileron. And when we get on final, I'm going to get on the controls with you. Let's go out just a hair because you're, look over at the runway. We're heading in on a 20-degree angle. A little bit more left. There you go. So watch your airspeed. Let's get slowed down and first notch flaps and carb heat.
Notch of flaps, carb heat.
There you go. So now you're all set to land. You're just 200 feet too high, but there's no, so somebody just called.
Is that you, Shannon? Hey, Bob, how you doing? Good. Watch, it gets real lumpy on the end.
Let's get the plane in a slight descent, about 300 feet per minute. I'm going to put another notch of flaps in just to help you slow down.
Right.
Let's put the nose down, 250 to 300 feet per minute. You don't have to worry about this because you haven't flown for, what, 3 months now?
Yeah.
So just chill. We're going to do this. You'll be back in the saddle in 20 minutes. So our power setting wants to be around 17, 16 to 18, usually right around 17. It's a little windy and gusty today. So there's the horse track. We're just a little high, so we're going to extend our downwind just a little bit. Plane to be traffic, 62862, extending our downwind half mile. Turning right base for 1. Okay, let's go ahead and turn. We already have 2 notches of flaps. Just don't let your nose come up too much because we want to keep descending. And there is a lot of wind gust, and it's going to be gusty from the left to the right out of 270. So your nose just came up, do you feel that? And we stopped descending, so let's get the nose down. So the runway's way out there yet. The wind, when we extended that downwind, I should have headed back in a couple degrees, but we needed to lose some altitude. Let's clear this terrain warning. Okay, so everything looks pretty good. We're going to have a nice long final for you here, which is what we needed. So we have a really good headwind. This says 54 knots. What's our airspeed say? 70? Yeah, so you got a 17. You got a 17 knot headwind right now. And it said it was 8 to 11, so you know that's wrong.
I think we're getting a little bit low.
Yeah, so we just had a little power, right?
Yeah.
Plane to be traffic, 62862, turning final 1. So we are a tad low, probably about 100 to 200 feet. So we'll add some power and fly into the glide path, right? So we're using the PAPI lights. You got them in sight?
Yep.
We have 2 reds. So just you got the throttle. So our airspeed is safe at 71. That's fine. We want to be right around 70. Okay, so this looks really good. You're going to get a white light in 1 second. So you see the weather veining?
Yeah.
So now let's put in a right rudder. Go ahead and push it in. All the way in. There you go. So that's a little too much. Now we need left. That was right rudder, left aileron to get us over the center line. And you might need a little power. Right now you don't, but you might need power, so you need more right rudder. And sometimes you have to add power to overcome all the drag. So I got more and more rudder coming in. There it is right there. start working the power back. And we forgot our last notch of flaps, so let's stay over the center line using aileron. I'm going to grab the throttle from you because we might need to touch a throttle. So now we're going to try and land on your wheel. That may or may not be possible, but that's the goal. We're going to go ahead and take this power out. We're still a little fast. And we're not going to do a touch and go because it's just too dusty out here. And we also used half the runway. So.
And flying W traffic, go ahead. You go ahead.
So just lift that up if it starts shaking. I'm going to grab the flaps.
Is taxiing central ramp to runway 1. Thanks for the hold.
Skyhawk's clear 1 flying W. Okay, we're going to pull up 2 plane lengths. That's the rule. We're going to stop and we're going to do an after landing checklist.
Alright.
So that's
like
1 plane length. Let's get on the center line. There's 2 plane lengths. We're going to stop right here. We're going to do an after landing checklist.
Alright.
So you know there's always somebody sitting here watching you, calling Barbara, telling her your flaps are up or you were going too fast. Or
flaps up, mixtures in, throttle, we'll do in a second. Carb heat is off.
Yep, and trim wheels.
Wheel is set for, trim wheel is set for takeoff.
And if you want, we can head over to South Jersey. I think you'll have some wind right down the runway, right?
Yep.
Unless you want to stay here and do crosswind stuff. We'll be back. We'll be back here eventually.
Yeah, I think I'd like to just do
some normal
today. Yeah.
Okay, so you can taxi a little bit faster than this, but there you go. A brisk walk. So we're going uphill right now, so as you get to the crest, it's gonna.
Yeah.
So just pull just a little power and just hold. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, so Frank's got a black truck like that. I don't know if that's his, but you don't want to be doing anything irregular in front of anybody here. Like that guy that just went by with his flaps down, that's like automatic phone call. I got off at this taxiway and I taxied with Raphael and I said, I'll get the flaps for you, and we were talking and I didn't get them right away and somebody called it in. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
That is Frank, so nice and slow. Yeah, so you always gotta be careful around here. It's their planes, they make the rules. I try my best not to do anything stupid out here, but and you know somebody crashed into one of these planes down here a year ago, right? While they were taxiing too fast.
I might have heard about that.
They weren't paying attention. They hit the tail of one of these purple maroon planes, $38,000 worth of repairs.
Wow.
Somebody went off the runway, somebody crashed into the building. You know, in December, 2 people crashed 2 of their planes together. You know?
I heard about that.
Yeah, so you don't want to be the guy that does any of these stupid things, right? Just pretend these are your planes and you're paying out of your pocket. That'll be a good guiding principle. Yeah, sometimes people have like, you know, honest flight training errors in judgment or skills, and other times people are just doing really stupid things that are unforgivable.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time here, and somebody's giving you a hard time. Okay, so I don't know. This seems to be the guy that was. Is this one of our planes? I can't tell. It's the same color as the one that was flaps down. So we're on the frequency, COM 1. I haven't heard any calls. So my assumption is he's doing a run up and you can go in front of him.
All right.
He hasn't made any motion or made a radio call, or, you know, if he had turned around toward the runway, I'd have let him go, but he looks like he's in the midst of a run up. That looks like 62862, right? Yeah. So you just want to stay on the yellow line, get down here, and we'll do a nice You know what? You might be right. Maybe they did send that helicopter out and got it painted.
And are we just,
Pre-takeoff checklist, and we'll head over to South Jersey.
Takeoff, flaps, mixture, carb heat, lights are still the same, trim wheel set for takeoff, fuel valve on both, heading indicator, recheck is, what is that? Is that
180, 17, yeah, it's 180.
And transmitter 1200 altitude.
Yep.
P576, we're good.
Everything looks good to me. Fuel's on both. Mixture full rich. Carb heat's off. Flaps are set to 0. Okay. Radio call. So let me do this. Why don't you do it? You got to get back.
Yeah,
So, are you going to say, first of all, make sure there's nobody here. I'm telling you, there's nobody in the pattern, it looks like. Yep. So you can say, Flying W traffic, Skyhawk 62862, departing runway 1.
Flying W traffic, Skyhawk 62862, departing runway 1.
That's it.
Flying W traffic, Skyhawk 62862, departing runway 1.
Okay, and you got the plane and the brakes, so I'm going to let go of everything. Okay, so, look down the runway, make sure there's no crazy people or helicopters or...
Mooney, approximately 5 miles from the
Keep
field.
going.
You're going to be picking up the right downwind. Only 1 full stop. Flying W.
And you saw those deer, right?
Yeah.
There was about 12 of them, and usually they're not as active this early.
Yeah.
In the day. Okay, get yourself lined up. Put an aileron correction in for that very hard left 270 crosswind.
Alright.
I would put it all the way in and let it roll out as needed. Full power, feet off the brakes, and we're going to rotate at 55, right?
Yep.
Climb out at 73 to 76. I'm going to look that up while you're doing that. There's rotation. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So just relax. Let it weather vane into the wind and use your aileron to maintain control over the center line of the runway. It's windy out here, so it's going to be a little bit of an effort. You just want to stay away from the trees.
Yep.
So your VY 76 in 62862 and 73 in Yankee Tango. Let's fly straight out though. We want to stay runway heading. That looks good right there. I just hold this heading. Pick something in the distance like that white water tower and just make whatever wind correction you need to stay on that track. It's a little bumpy out here because of that crosswind and there's a little gustiness. So let's climb out. There was a Mooney inbound. I think he's over here now. So let me get eyes on him. He's plus 900 feet. I'm going to take off the top seatbelt. I don't see him. You see anybody over here?
No.
He should be right off our 2 o'clock right now. And he's plus 400.
Runway 1, full stop. Flying W.
Flying W 62862 is Skyhawk, departure leg 1000, heading over to South Jersey. Okay. Okay, so we got to be careful. There is ATFR, but it's way south of here, but just in case we decide we're going somewhere. So we can fly out over Route 38, right? Yep. Which way do you think we're going to be landing in South Jersey? It's pretty obvious, right? 26.
Yeah, 26.
Okay, so 26, we're going to be landing that direction. Just look at your heading indicator. We're going to be landing to the west.
Yep.
So we're going to enter...
Flying W traffic,
Let me just check the ADS.
Archer is departing runway 1.
We're going to, so you have the airport in sight, end of the runway's right there. We're going to come out here up toward, where's Topgolf? Down there. We're going to go out on Route 38 here and come back in on a 45. So you can just relax for a minute. We're at 1,500 feet. Just set the plane up, chill out for a second. Actually, do you want to just fly a little bit for 5 minutes? And, or you want to...
300.
If you want, you could...
45. Over.
Not a whole lot of maneuvering space here because we're Philly in front of us and Northeast Philly to our right, and we have a TFR down that way. Let's just do a landing over here, and then we can, if you want to do just a little straight and level stuff and get your flying skills back, because 3 months is a long time. Turn this radio down. So we're already set on 1228. You want to grab the ATIS again?
Sky condition clear.
The AWAS rather.
Zero.
ASOS.
Dew point -12 Celsius. Altimeter 3023. Remarks. Density altitude -800.
Mooney, right base. Only one.
Automated weather observation 2050 Zulu. Wind 250 at 0. Gust 15. Visibility 10.
I missed it. I was trying
Sky
to...
condition clear. Temperature 10 Celsius. Dew point -12 Celsius. Altimeter 3022. Remarks. Density altitude -800.
Just want the wind.
That said 2-5.
Automated weather observation 2050 Zulu. Wind 250 at 07.
Okay, so peak gusts were like 15. Let's go ahead and turn to the right, and we'll do a 270 to the right. We'll come back in. There's nobody out here, so you can begin a descent too, so you're at about 1,200 feet when we finish this turn. So just a nice, slight gradual power reduction, 300 feet per minute descent, and keep this coming around about 270 degrees. That should put you right on a 45 for runway 26 at South Jersey, right? It's going to give us a direct 2 here.
Flying W traffic, Archer is departing on a 45-degree off the departure leg 1 to the northeast.
Okay, activate. Okay, tell me when you have the airport in sight. So Flying W hangars are right off your nose, and South Jersey is right there. You see the hangars, you work there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's come out this way a little bit more and then come back on a nice 45. You got that set up? You're at 1,000 feet. South Jersey traffic, Skyhawk 62862, going to be inbound on a 45 for runway 26, South Jersey. Okay, that looks like a good opportunity to turn 45 into the middle of the field, so runway goes that way. You're going to come in on a nice 45-degree angle, and that wind is pushing you, so just relax. Let's keep it coming around. I would say this is 45 right there. And the wind is pushing us that way, so let's go ahead and get a power reduction to about 17,500 RPM. Lift the nose slightly, get in the white arc. Go ahead and grab your carb heat. As soon as you're in the white arc, you can drop the first 10. And I would say that is a right downwind. So go ahead and turn downwind for 26.
Radio check.
Look at the airport right there, right? How's that feel? You got a perfect 300 foot per minute descent. You're on a really nice parallel. The wind is behind you. Keep the nose down though. We want to keep descending. And you have a little bit more power. You're just a little slow. Even though we have a tailwind, we don't want to. You can add another notch of flaps and turn right base whenever you're ready. South Jersey traffic, 62862 right base, 26 South Jersey. There you go. And there are some people at Flying W departing, so we're well clear of that. How's your altitude? Let's get the nose down, because you can add another notch of flaps. That'll help you with your descent, because we do want to descend. There's 30 degrees of flaps. Airspeed is 71. That's perfect. You're descending at 500 feet per minute, and you want to hold that for, keep the nose down, because we're just a little bit high. There you go. You got the runway in sight?
Yep.
Turn when ready, and just don't let us go any slower than 70 till you're on final. It's just too gusty to be slower than this. Go ahead and complete your turn. Keep the nose down. I don't want to stall here. There you go. So now you have a pretty much direct headwind. I don't see the wind side. Oh, there it is. You got a wind.
Skyhawk is about...
You're right on the glide path.
South. We're going to be entering the 45 left downwind 22. We have the traffic entering ahead of us in sight. We'll be behind them. Over.
South Jersey traffic, 62862 short final, 26 South Jersey. Okay. I'm on the controls if needed. Let's just You got a little bit of variable wind. Let's start working the power back though. Let's try and land on the third or fourth stripe, so your descent rate's way too fast. Keep the nose down and get ready to add a little power if you need it. And there's the center line, right rudder. Start working the power back. We're gonna land right on the stripe if possible. That wasn't too bad. We have enough room for a go-around, or a touch and go, so let's go ahead. Full power. Carb heat is off. Flaps are retracted. Your plane, ready? Your plane. Rotate. Got it. Good. How'd that feel? Touch the wheel brakes if you can. Stop the rotation. Okay, we have a positive rate of climb, safe airspeed of 80. You're climbing out through 150, 200. Just be careful of wires and the antennas up here. Straight out. Yeah, a little bit of rosin visor might help here. I'm down to 10% of battery left, so we've been out here for 31 minutes. See if we can stretch it.
And are we doing that again?
It's your flight training. I would say I would definitely do that again unless you want to go do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you're going to have to be done with this pattern work. Because you were getting pretty good at all this stuff, weren't you? My recollection is you were really close to soloing, weren't you?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's a nice square crosswind turn. Let's go ahead and turn right downwind for 26. Level off 1,000 feet, 1,050, whatever it is here. What's the airport elevation here? It's either 47 or 51 or something. Let me just look. But you're at 1,000 feet, so. Information, 53 feet, so 105.3. Okay, let's see if you can do one. There's the airport. This is a beautiful. You're in pretty tight, so just be aware. Skyhawk right downwind 26, South Jersey. This is 26, right?
Yep. Jersey's now a few miles south.
Okay, nobody else in the pattern that I can see, so it's all you. Let's come out, see how close we are to the runway? It's just going to require that you make two really steep turns, and I don't know if you're ready for that yet. So,
turning left base, runway 22, Silver.
So your descent has completely stopped. Other than that, though, you're flying the plane, so I'm happy about that. It's only our third pattern, so I'm not expecting any miracles here. Even I can't fly a plane after 3 months. Okay, let's get another. You got 2 notches of flaps, that's good. Carb heat's on, power set to 17, that's perfect. Just don't let that nose come up. Keep the nose pointed down a hair, and if you need altitude, add power. That's 70 knots, that's good airspeed control. Now we're right instead of left, so you can't see the runway so good. You see it now? South Jersey traffic, 62862, right base to final, 26, South Jersey. Okay. Nice, gentle turn, and now you can't put your flaps in while we're turning, so you're going to get them on final. Use your rudder and keep the ball centered. This is beautiful. You're really close to center line. Okay, so now we're missing a notch of flaps. Get them as soon as you roll out. Point the plane down at the second or third stripe, and don't take your power out too much. You're not going to go any faster than 70 with this much flaps in, so just keep the nose down. And the wind is variable, so you're going to need your rudders. Let's get lined up with the runway gently, though. Let's use ailerons. Yeah, the wind's pushing you around a little. So I'm going to stay on the controls with you here a little bit. This looks pretty good. Add just a touch of power. Just a touch, and now start working it out. We're just going to try and, there's a little gust.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Carb heat's off, wind is right down the runway. Flaps, can you visually check the flaps?
Yep, they're good.
Okay, carb heat's off, flaps are 0, rotation speed, there we go. Your plane. South Jersey traffic, 62862, touch and go, close traffic. Okay. Wow. RV storage area. Good to know.
Yeah.
Got any empty hangars over at your airport?
None of the private hangars, and the community's full right now too.
Didn't you tell me there was an open, like that old flight club was available?
Yeah, but we got, we're looking to put a new...
Let's go ahead and turn crosswind, sorry.
We're looking to put a new flying school or something in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Are there any candidates for that?
I think Mindy was trying to convince
those guys down at the helicopter place?
Free Flight to go in there, but I don't think they want to.
Why? Okay, let's look back at the runway real quick. That looks like a nice square crosswind, and you can turn downwind now, and you're coming up 500 feet per minute rate of climb. You're coming up on 1,000 really fast, so get ready to cut that off and keep an eye on the runway. So your patterns are really nice. I mean, a lot of people have trouble getting these patterns square, but you seem like you got that down. Let's roll out. Let's not get any closer to the runway. This is good. Because you need that distance for 2 turns up here. At some point in your life, you'll be able to do a much steeper and closer in pattern, but right now we don't want to do anything crazy. Okay, so you are definitely getting the mojo back here.
Total Springer's traffic, Skydive 1, 2 minutes, 10,500 below. There's going to be 4 parachutes
Okay.
on the spring.
Carb heat's on, first notch flaps, white arc. I wouldn't start your turn yet, just this little clump of trees out here is a good spot to be kind of, maybe those two silos out there. You want to be on base right there. South Jersey traffic, 62862, right base, runway 26, South Jersey. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we're going to be a little high, so grab the rest of your flaps right now. Get them in the white arc. Take a little power out. Turn a little sooner this time because you overshot the runway slightly. It's better to be correcting gently to the left here than turning steeply to the right. Keep the turn coming now. Use your rudder. There you go, that's beautiful. Now, you're rolling out right where you need to be. You're gonna get a red light right now, so get ready to add a touch of power when that happens. Keep the nose down and just add a touch of power when you get there's a red light. Just hold this glide path right now. That's it. So you're getting a little wind from that way now, so you're actually makes no sense. I can't see where that thing's pushing. I think it's pushing you from this side. So let's put in a little bit of right rudder here and just work this thing down. So leave a little bit of power in, at least maybe 50 RPMs, a little left rudder to get, there you go, you're doing good with this. And just lifting those. We got a little bit sideways, but that's okay. Let's do a full stop landing here. And let's get this nose up off the ground. And we'll just start slowing it down. Both 62862 and 738 Yankee Tango need a shimmy damper or some washers. So we're going to go to the second one so we don't have to make a too sharp of a dog leg here. Okay. So I am about to lose my iPad in about, I don't know, I'm at 3%. So when we're taxiing up here, I might put my phone on here instead. So we still have ADS-B reception. Because I really don't want to be flying without it. The question is, can I find my phone? Feels like it's in here.
Flight W, traffic Cessna 40 Sierra is departing the pattern to the south, to the east. Flight W.
Okay. See if I can find something to hook this up with. I did have a device.
flaps up.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of counting on you right now while I'm digging around. So I actually did find everything I need to make this work, so we will get rid of the iPad. And so when you got to get up here, you got to do your after landing and before takeoff.
Yep. Should I go up to the little semi?
Yeah, you can go up. You can go up to the. We're gonna do everything on this side.
All right.
Actually, either way works. I want you to clean it up before you cross the runway, just in case you forget. Okay, so, God willing, we will have ADS-B reception on a phone. Somehow this morning I got my ADS-B thing uncharged by accident in the car.
After landing, flaps up, mixture is full rich, throttle, carpets in, trim wheel is set for takeoff. Before takeoff, flaps up, mixture is full rich, carpet is in, lights as required, trim set for takeoff, fuel valve on both. Heading indicator, like I said. And transponder, 1200 altitude. We're good.
Yeah, before you head over there, let me just get ADS-B on here. We should be all set. It just makes this way safer if we have it. I forgot I had this with me. Connects ADS-B. So we're going to lose the ADS-B power in about 20 minutes anyway. So I don't see any traffic in the vicinity. We're getting good. Let's just taxi over there slow. South Jersey traffic, Skyhawk 62862, crossing runway 26. I guess we're back taxiing 26, but. Okay, look out to your left, make sure nobody's landing. All looks good, right?
Yep.
Camera's still running, so make it good. That's weird. I have all windsocks, but no aircraft. Settings, traffic. Just give me 1 second to make sure I got the overlay on. I forgot. Let's just chill right here for a second. Internet, FISB, clouds, traffic was turned off. That's why. And we went to TFR on here, right?
Yeah.
TFR is on, done. There we go, now we got traffic. Okay, your plane.
Alright.
So make sure nobody's on downwind base or final, nobody's coming landing the other way, nobody's taxiing behind you. So we can just make a radio call. Skyhawk departing runway 26 South Jersey.
Skyhawk departing runway 26 South Jersey.
Bing, done. It's that easy. And you want to do another one here? You want to go just do some straight and level stuff? Or?
I'd like to do a couple here.
Okay, your call. Okay, you got some wind, mostly down the runway, but actually a little bit from your right side, so you might want to put in some aileron correction to the right. And you got the sun in your eye, so make sure you can see those trees on the way out. And your plane. So we're going to rotate it 55 to 60. Feet off the brakes. Nose wheel, little nose wheel. There you go. And rotate. Just gentle rotation. There you go. And just hold this. Fly through the trees. I'm going to tap the wheel brake, stop the rotation. There you go. And clear the trees on left and right. And positive rate of climb, safe airspeed at 91. And you can go to VY, which is 76, right? Nice. You pretty comfortable with that?
What was that?
Are you pretty comfortable?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Okay. Have you done the soft field landing at what's it, Vineland? Okay. Yeah. I thought you did. Not that we're doing that today. For some reason, I just thought of that. ADD. Alright, I'm going to remember I'm like a little bit handicapped here with this. I'm going to go direct to KVAY, and we'll get a pattern here. And that looks like a nice perpendicular crosswind, and I would say you could turn downwind and watch your altitude. Perfect. Yeah, you actually seem like, and you've had this capability for a while, your pattern control and your power control has always been pretty good. So just look over here, and let's not get any closer to the runway. Let's maybe even head out just a little bit to the left. Just a little more to the left. There you go. That's perfect. That seems like a good parallel track to me. And carb heat, 1-notch flaps, you're already working on that, I can see. Man, this is like 50 times harder doing this on a phone than on an iPad. Okay, we're a little bit high. You must know that, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna drink some of this water. I'm gonna let you do this one. I'm not gonna say anything, so I'm here if you need me.
Alright.
See if you can get this close to the ground. Over the runway, too.
Solberg traffic, Skyhawk is turning left crosswind, Solberg.
Alright, so you know where Flying W is from here?
Yep.
We're getting pretty far out here. Pattern looks clear. South Jersey traffic, 62862, right base, 26, South Jersey.
Solberg traffic, Skyhawk 24 Victor, final approach, runway 22, Solberg traffic.
Alright, Chief, I like it.
Solberg traffic, Skyhawk's on left downwind. We're going to be departing on downwind to the east, Solberg.
Okay, got one thing to do right now. Flaps.
Yep.
So you're in the white arc, but we were a little bit fast there, and you were missing 2 notches. Flaps are important on final.
Oh, I thought it was just one. I must have not put it down all the way.
Yeah, you only had 10 degrees, and we were still, well, I mean, you can land. We can, someday we'll come out here and do some no-flap landing. So yeah, you need a little power here. Stay out of the weeds. And when the white light comes back on, you can begin to reduce it, but don't take it all the way out. So, there you go. It's looking good. Good power control. Let's just get over the center line. Little right rudder, little right rudder, a little more. And let's start working the power out and just hold your nose up. Not bad. Let's get our flaps out, carb heat off, and we're getting out of here. We're still going 40 knots. There's 50. There's 60. We're flying again. Okay, flaps are up. Watch the trees. Carb heat is off. One hand on the throttle for you. You're flying the plane. South Jersey traffic, 62862, touch and go, runway 26, close traffic. Okay. Not bad. It's definitely not an easy day to get back in the saddle here. This is like riding a, what are those guys, bull riders? It's a little bumpy out here for your first flight, but you're doing fine. The pattern work is what we're trying to do, you know. The landing stuff will come back. I'm just gonna, is that near way or you can see?
That's good.
All right. Man, they built this housing development in a bad place. Okay, that feels like a 90-degree, yep, crosswind. Yeah, just kind of keep in your mind whatever that time or distance is that you're flying your crosswind, that's about how much time you're going to have on base given the wind condition is right down the runway. 1,000 feet, 1,053, that was perfect. And again, close, but you seem to be managing that okay. How many landings should we just do? I'm going to push this up a hair.
I believe that was
3 here and 2 over there or something. Because I'm going to lose count because the so our descent rate's pretty steep right now at 500. Let's make it 300 so you don't get too close to the ground. And we're headed about 10 degrees away from the airport, so just a little bit of right turn. There you go. And there's those silos out there. So somewhere between here and those silos, you want to be on your base. South Jersey traffic, 62862, right base, 26. Okay. Man, you guys have like the best emergency landing places in compared to our airport with the wires and the nursery and the horse track. This is at least right here. Okay. Seems a little low to me, but you can manage this if you start turning toward the runway. And you got all the flaps and the carb heats on, right? So I just start turning toward the runway now and you won't have to do anything crazy. Keep the nose down though. And you got a little too much power. You're at 1900 right now. Let's make it probably about 16. We'll get you to the runway from here. Okay, you got 2 white and you're lined up. Full flaps, carb heats on. Your descent rate is 600, 700 feet per minute, so you know you got to keep the nose down, but you also are going to have to add some power to break the descent. There you go. And very gently line yourself up with your feet and your ailerons. Okay, let's add a little bit of back pressure. Now let's start working it down. Let's start working it down. Let's do a go around. That's going. That's okay. Okay, so go around. Carb heat off, full power, 1 notch of flaps. Positive rate of climb, safe airspeed at 71, second notch of flaps. Keep the nose down until we pick up some airspeed. And here comes the last notch of flaps, and you get your hand on the throttle. Your plane. South Jersey traffic, go around, 26, Skyhawk. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't going well. Not stabilized, so it's just a lot easier to be done with it than to try and salvage that.
Yeah.
So we're doing the go around. First thing is full power, but you got to get the carb heat off quickly. So if you try to fool around putting the carb heat off first, there's a chance that you're going to run into something close to the ground, right? So full power and just use your thumb to get the carb heat off while you're doing it if you can. And then I like to keep the nose down as long as I have no terrain in front of me or obstacles. I keep the nose down, pick up a little speed. When I have a positive rate of climb and some safe airspeed, you can start working the flaps out 1 notch at a time, not too fast. That's a skill, and you'll have to work on that a little bit. But yeah, you don't want to hesitate. Like, the minute you think something's not going right, just jump on the throttle and let's go. And always make sure as soon as you get the throttle, the next thing should be carb heats off for sure, because that's going to limit your power for the climb. And sometimes that's really important. Let's just go a tad to the left. That's good. We'll do one more here and we'll head back over to Flying W because you've been out here for an hour now. Okay. As soon as you complete this base turn, we'll get the flaps. Power looks good.
Traffic, Cessna Skyhawk turning crosswind 220 south.
South Jersey traffic, 62862, base to final, runway 26. Okay. Let's start our turn to final, keep the nose down. And use the rudder, make sure the ball is coordinated. There you go. So we're going to be a little long. We'll do a full stop landing if we have to. Actually, you got a lot of headwind here, so if you keep the nose down, there you go. This is perfect. Let's try and land on the first or second stripe. That'll be our aiming point, right past the 2.6. And if we touch down by the third one, that'll be considered success. So a little right rudder. You're right on the glide path. Don't take the power out yet. Just lift the nose a hair. There you go. And now start working the power back, but you need a lot more right rudder. There you go. Now just hold it. We'll power all the way out now. All the way out. So that's the fourth stripe right there. And I don't know, that was between number 4 and number 5. I'm going to get your flaps. Carb heat is off. We're still going 40 knots, so 50 is going to come really fast. There's 60. And wheel brakes, you're plane. Let's climb out at 76. Flaps are retracted, carb heat is off, and we have a safe airspeed at 80 knots and positive rate of climb at 700 feet per minute. There's 300 feet. Okay.
And how should I go over to the W? Should I go that way?
Well, let's just get out of here. No, don't go that way, because that's helicopter traffic at both airports.
Okay.
If you cut through there, you're cutting through 2 helicopter patterns. So let's make everything right traffic. We'll go out, same way we got here. We're going to go out to the Rancocas Creek. We'll head over to the direction of the Vincenttown Water Tower, and we'll re-enter the pattern from there. What do we take off on, 1?
Runway 1?
Yes, we took off on 1, so if we get over in the direction of the water tower, we'll just come in on a 45 for 1. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, let's lift your wing. This feels like a nice crosswind. Yep, that's a really nice perpendicular crosswind. You can go ahead and turn downwind, and we'll just depart from the pattern. We'll depart from the pattern.
So the traffic, Cessna Skyhawk, running base to Silver, cross traffic side.
So there is nobody else in the vicinity. There's somebody way out here. Let's roll out here to the left. Let's go straight out, continue to climb to 1,500 feet. When we get out, we want to go, so right now we want to go up and above the departure end of runway 1. So we'll climb up to 1,500 feet. We'll head over toward the water tower. We'll begin a descent back in on a 45 when we get over there. So we're still not clear of South Jersey, but I don't see anyone else out here. There's somebody way out over here. They look like they might be at Inductotherm right now, which is, by the way, right there. You can see the runway. See the black stripe?
Yeah.
That's Inductotherm. Do you see another plane? He's right over top of Inductotherm right now.
Yeah, I see him.
You do?
Yep.
I don't.
He's way out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, oh, I got him now. Yep, it's pretty far out. Okay, so flying W, departure end of 1 is right there. You're at 1,500 feet. There's no way anybody in a Cessna is getting up this high at that altitude. They're going to be at like 400, 500 feet. So let's just be careful what we're doing. We're above the airport. Let's fly out this way above the departure end of the runway. We'll go out there and we'll just come back in on a 45 for runway 1.
All right.
And we always get the ATIS even, or the ASOS.
-800. Automated weather observation 2123.
Man, that
Zulu.
heater smells.
Wind 250 at 08. Visibility
250 at 8. So listen, 250 at 8 is going to be relatively crosswind, right? Yeah, I hope we don't get over here and we have a slight tailwind on 1 because the wind has been moving around a little bit.
Flying W traffic, Cessna 49 Yankee, 4 to the east, we're going to turn right downwind, runway 1, flying W.
4 to the east, so he's out here somewhere. And this is the disadvantage of working, there he is. So we're going to probably be behind him. So why don't we go to the far side of the water tower, and then we'll just come straight in toward the center of the nursery. You see the nursery here?
Yeah.
I can't see his tail number, 49 Yankee. So he's going to be out here. He's now same altitude, opposite direction as us.
Traffic, Cessna Skyhawk turning crosswind.
Keep an eye out this way. He's right over the Vincenttown Water Tower right now at minus 100. Do you see him? There he is. You got him?
Yeah.
He's down low, below the horizon line.
South Jersey,
So we'll,
Skyhawk is 5 to the south, inbound for landing.
We'll be number 2.
South Jersey.
We'll be number 2 behind him.
Silver graphics, Cessna Skyhawk
Should I start turn?
Yeah.
Silver traffic, Skyhawk 24 Victor, turning left base, runway 22, silver traffic.
Okay, so you got him. He's down low.
Yep, I see him.
So let's come out a little further and let him get really well established so we know we're a solid mile behind him. Find to be traffic, Skyhawk 62862. We're going to be inbound on a 45 for runway 1. Maneuvering over Vincenttown Water Tower. We got the 45 traffic on 45 traffic in sight. All right. Damn, I just lost him.
I see him.
You do? Where?
He's about to cross. Yeah, he's through that one.
Is he off the wing or in front of the wing?
He's right over the solar panels or whatever those are.
Got it.
Landing.
Got him. I got him. He's over the center of the nursery. So why don't you just follow him in then? So you're 1,650 feet. Let's get down. And watch your airspeed. Let's put our nose down and just start at a slight descent. We're going to 1049, right? MSL.
Flying W traffic, Cessna 49 Yankee, established right downwind 1, flying W.
Okay, so piece of cake, right?
Yep.
You see the runway? It's right in front of you. It's behind the tree line. It's
yeah.
the middle of the airfield is behind these two.
Right crosswind for runway 26.
Behind these two nurseries. So he's on a very nice right downwind for 1. You got him, right?
Skyhawk turning base.
Let's turn a little to the left and start following him in. So the 45 aiming point is those red barns in the middle of that nursery. So go ahead and point. You can't see the red, but there's a bunch of barns in the middle of that nursery, the V shape. You got them? In that V shape there in the corner, there's a bunch of red barns with white roofs. You see them?
Yeah, I see him.
That's the aiming point for the 45. That's a visual waypoint you can see from 10 miles away. And there's also some lights in there that you can see at night. Okay, this all looks good. There's 1,000 feet. Let's just get established. You can even put your carb heat on. You see this guy? I lost him again. He's
yeah, I see him.
where?
Traffic, Cessna Skyhawk turning final to the silver.
I still don't see him.
The traffic starts right down with 26.
Show me.
It's right there.
Got him,
right
got
on
him,
the
got him.
horizon.
It's black spot. Okay, let's get parallel to the runway. So the runway is right behind the tree line. You're abeam the helicopter operations right now. A little bit more to your left. There's the horse track. We're just a tad low, so you can add some power.
24 Victor, we are departing to
This looks good.
silver traffic.
Okay, he's about to turn final, so no factor. Going to be traffic 62862, right downwind 1, and we're number 2.
Flying W traffic, Cessna 49 Yankee, turning final 1, flying W.
South Jersey, traffic starts right base from 26.
Nose down, let's begin a descent. And so we're turning right at the horse track, so you're going to be tight, so make sure you got your flap set, and
Jersey, traffic starts turn final for 26.
he's on short final right now. Keep your nose down a little bit. There you go. Yeah, you got some wind pushing you from 250 right now. There's 250, so that should be a quartering headwind when you get down to the runway. I'll see if I can find the windsock before we get there. Actually, if we just watch him, that's going to be, he's doing a go-around look.
Yeah.
Chickened out. Okay.
Flying W traffic, Cessna 49 Yankee going around.
Sounds like Gene. Skyhawk 62862, turning final, runway 1, flying W. Okay. Get this thing lined up. and let's find the windsock. So we're a little high. You got full flaps, carb heats on. Let's get lined up. We're not quite established yet, so let's get established here. You're going to need a lot of right rudder because you're weather vaning into the wind. So I got the rudder to the floor. You feel that? So the only way to fix that is with the left aileron. So just keep the power right there. And the windsock.
Traffic Archer is 3 to the east. We'll be going ahead and making a 45-degree
Let's start working the power back. This is going to be a full stop landing.
Flying W traffic, Cessna 49 Yankee, right crosswind, 1, flying W.
So get ready to add just a touch of power. Now this is good right here. I'm pulling back on the yoke.
Yep.
Flying W traffic,
We're going to lift the nose.
right downwind, 1, flying
So we got a fuel truck parallel to us, so we don't want to do anything crazy here, right? You drive the fuel truck.
Yeah.
So we'll let the fuel truck off. Flying W traffic, 62862, still on the runway. Fuel truck can come by us.
Class 2 traffic, use caution. There are currently skydivers over the field from 15,000 feet
Okay, you can get off.
Skydiving in progress over cross keys right now. Use caution.
He's going to let you off. I'm going to get you. We'll just stay close. Flying W traffic, 62862, clear. Runway 1, flying W. All right. So Jay actually knows what he's doing there.
Yep.
Okay, let's stop right here and clean the plane up, and we'll go park this
After
thing.
landing, flaps, make
And
sure
flying W
you got
traffic,
all
Archer is on a 45-degree entry
lights.
for right downwind 1, and we'll be number 2 in the pattern.
Yeah, there's a lot of crosswind here. I noticed the last 3 or 4 landings I made here today, we maxed out the right rudder trying to get on the ground, and there's a lot of gustiness when you get down under the trees. So whenever you come in here,
Cross keys traffic, you have a caravan, high left base, 227.
when they say these things have a maximum crosswind component of 15 or 16 or 17 knots, that's for real.
Base 1, flying W.
It doesn't mean you can't land the plane, it just means you've exceeded the demonstrated crosswind capacity, and you better be ready for whatever that might involve. But yeah, when we were coming down there, we had that right rudder to the floor, and we could have used a
Flying
little
W
more.
traffic, Archer is turning right downwind 1, number 2, flying W.
Sometimes I think these things are rigged.
For what?
Well, just the way the planes are rigged with the cables, I feel like there's so much training done in them that they're, maybe the cables aren't completely tight or something.
True.
It feels like there should be just a little more rudder authority, but
Final 1, flying W.
my plane's got like a pretty big rudder on it, and it responds. It's got a longer tail. It responds a little differently, so. This guy's doing the same thing we did. He kind of cut the corner on the safe side. But watch, he's gonna just give yourself 2 seconds and watch this guy come in, because he's gonna have the same problem you did. I'm gonna flip this up real quick. Watch your head. So he's letting the plane weather vane into the wind, and he didn't kick the rudder in yet. So he's gonna have to do it all at the last second. He's still weather vaning, still weather vaning, still weather vaning. Now he just put the rudder in. And let's see what happens. He's...
Flying W traffic, Archer is turning right base 1, flying W.
There we go. Cool. Alright, let's go put this thing away, and you were supposed to fly tomorrow, it said. Were you planning on flying, or you just were
I just set
back
up
up?
both. But
It's supposed to be really windy tomorrow. Okay, so coming in here, we always want to be careful, because this is where these knuckleheads crash 2 of Frank's planes into each other. So let's just go a little bit to the right, maybe 1.5 feet, no further than the crack in the pavement.
Yep.
Flying W traffic, Cessna
And then
49 Yankee.
we're going to try and line up with their props, so don't go too soon. There you go. Nice easy turn, a little bit of right rudder. There you go, right rudder. Let's straighten it out. That's going to be really nice pushback right there. You can do your after landing checklist, and we should have already done
traffic,
that.
Cherokee 5 Tango Whiskey.
I think you're just parking and shut down.